online order tomorrow at participating Papa John's locations. DC Acura Dealers. Visit them at dcacuradealers.com. And by Dominion. Depend on them for more than energy. It's a Tuesday night in Brooklyn, New York, and we are inside Barclays Center for the NHL on CSN. This evening's game available to stream live on the NBC Sports app on your tablet or mobile device. Watch the Capitals on the go, presented by Papa John's. Joe Beninati and Craig Laughlin with you. This is the fourth of 5 regular season meetings this year between Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals and these New York Islanders. The Islanders wearing their blue sweaters here at home. They are ranked right now 8th in the Metro Division. Jack Capuano's team, 32 points, 13 wins, bolstering that record as we set up the net minding matchup presented by Verizon.
Holtby goals for the Caps, looking for his 16th win of goals against under 2. Halak gets a nod, going for his 6th. He's at .907.
As we wade into this one, Mark Joannette and Ian Walsh are the referees. Steve Barton and Brad Kovacic have the lines. Glad with a takeaway, quick centering pass. Back behind the goal, former Cap Jason Chimera, who's bottled up by Carlson. As the Caps will scoop through center. Seidenberg wheels across that center stripe, and he'll drive it hard around.
Sort of a matchup of the so-called fourth liners here, starting for these teams. Both teams' coaches want to establish a forecheck, want to establish the game plan, and that's why those guys get the start here tonight.
Wilson pumps this one off of Hamonic and out of play. You just saw Washington's line combinations were filtering through the D pairs as well. No Taylor Chorney tonight, a healthy scratch. Daniel Winnick and Zach Sanford are out of the lineup up front.
And on that last shot against Halak, he went down very gingerly, Joan. He's talking to the referee now, but he's back up and okay. Barry Trotz in his 18th NHL season, going for win number 679.
Islander netminder Thomas Greiss has been going along really well. He's not even dressed tonight.
It's amazing, and this is a guy, Halak, who has not dressed as a backup the last 5 games, let alone play a game.
Last time he played was here December 13th in a losing effort to Washington. Oshie steps into the attack territory off the boards from Backstrom, a centering pass deflected away by Hickey. As we move into the second minute of a scoreless first, TJ makes the steal. Oshie to his backhand, and Halak scurries across that crease to make the save.
Yeah, he stayed with him. Good forecheck by TJ, taking the pass away from Hickey, trying to throw it up the gut. Good read by Halak, staying with TJ, who's one of the best in the business, as we know, on breakaways.
Oshie pivots out of the corner, plays it to the point for Niskanen, and gets it right back. TJ Oshie will lob this one along the dasher board, waved at by Marcus Johansson, as both teams are finishing up some line changes. Boychuk through center. Long wrister sails wide of Braden Holtby. Justin Williams takes it off the boards, deflecting for first Kuznetsov and then Ovechkin, as Orpik will drive it hard around. Boychuk matched up with Ovechkin. Hamonic steps through center. Leaves it for his captain, John Tavares. 3 abreast on the attack. A back-checking Kuznetsov was there ahead of Bailey.
Took away all the lanes and gave Tavares absolutely no one to pass to.
Lee for Bailey, working on the outside. This is the Islander top line. Hamonic fires. That was knocked down in front. Nate Schmidt there for Washington. Around the curve to Justin Williams, and he'll exit the zone. Board to board looking for Ovechkin, who's locked up by Leddy. Nick Leddy, the 25-year-old native of Minnesota, played his high school hockey at Eden Prairie and helped them win their first ever state title back in his teenage years, as Holtby will cover up on this one. Locker takes our Taco Bell take and the challenge that it presents.
Here we go. Braden Holtby, last 5, just about invincible. 1.19 goals against. Marcus, 24.1. When it comes to shooting percentage, it's just about 1 every 4 shots. And the Islanders, the Caps penalty killers, better be on mark. They've only scored 13 power play goals, fewest in the National Hockey League.
Although this New York squad has PPGs in 3 of the last 4, as you get Holtby's perspective on this draw. Braden Holtby, who's done terrific damage at New York's expense in his career. Lars Eller continues to work with the youngsters, Jacob Vrana and Andre Burakovsky, as DeHaan is there to chip it along. Beauvillier twists it ahead, and Brock Nelson boots it to center ice. Alzner will dump it in. Hard around there for DeHaan. Kept alive in the offensive zone for Washington for a brief instant as Seidenberg sends this one out of reach for Beauvillier, who is turning to the bench for the line change. Two teams even in full strength, nearing the 4-minute mark of the first.
Legs look pretty good so far, the way this game has started. You know, with the holiday break, you thought you might see a little bit of rust, but it's been pretty good so far as the skating and the passing here early at Barclays Center.
Normally, the Capitals would have been in Brooklyn last night, but due to the holiday break, you're not allowed to travel until this morning. So the Caps had an early morning flight into JFK, made their way to Brooklyn as Boychuk sends one to the goal that's armed aside by Holtby. Boychuk waits, then fires. That one's partially blocked by Connolly.
And it snapped his blade in half, blocking that shot. He's got one of the hardest shots in their team.
Klein to the corner. Top side for Boychuk. Lets it fly again. Deflected wide of the goal with Andrew Ladd there looking for the redirect. Matt Niskanen, last time he was in this building, he provided 2 third-period markers to lift Washington to a win. Clutterbuck zips one right to the glove, and Holtby will squeeze. Folks, we have this for you tonight on Twitter. Speaking of netminders, who's going to be nominated for the Vezina Trophy this season? The NHL general managers select the best goalie in the NHL. So which 3? Give us 3 who are going to be nominated for the Vezina, and tweet us at CSN Capitals.
Well, I don't think Halak will be in the mix. Holtby will, and that guy in Columbus will too. He's probably at the top of a lot of lists, Mr. Bobrovsky.
Oh, I think Sergei, turnover here. Holtby shuts down, makes a good stop there, and they'll cover up as Clutterbuck was dangerous around the crease. I think Sergei Bobrovsky's right there near MVP status so far this season.
Here's a little play off the draw. The Caps actually win it, and Schmitty tries to take it for a whirl. Backhand chip doesn't work. Clutterbuck rips him off. Clutterbuck has not struck for the Islanders since signing his long-term deal. Snake bit, maybe a little pressure on Mr. Clutterbuck. They're a good stop with Braden's shoulder.
Couple of goals this season for Cal, both of them at even strength. As the Capitals control the draw, and Schmidt will try the far corner there, reversing his field as the Islanders heat up that forecheck. It's Calvin DeHaan away from a hard-charging Nicholas Backstrom. Seidenberg, German-born defender, as Clutterbuck skips through center. Cal Clutterbuck on the go. Schmidt right there to take him to the end wall. Strome overskates, and Backstrom connects with Johansson.
Yeah, great support by Nick Backstrom. You know, we see it every night, just the way he plays that so-called two-way game. Nothing better than that, with how close he was to the D, how he helped the breakout, how he was good defensive posture. Textbook by Nick Backstrom.
After the Christmas holiday break, we are 5 minutes into the opening period. Washington and New York are scoreless. The Caps lead the season set between these two division rivals 2-1. The entirety of New York's trips to Washington are complete. The Caps have one more visit to Brooklyn before the regular season is through.
Well, they've got a lot of trips to a lot of different places, Joe. When you look at their schedule, they're played only 12 games away from Barclays Center to start the season.
22 of the first 34 at home.
It's amazing.
And for New York to only have a record of 13, 14, and 6, that hurts.
And the Caps on the other side, 17 home. This is their 16th on the road. Pretty even, Steven.
Point position, Leddy fires wide as Holtby was heavily screened again. Hamanek's drive nearly tipped in by Anders Lee, who since Thanksgiving has been right there among the hottest goal scorers in the league, 27 in the blue.
And he's been scoring a lot on deflections and tips, and that's sort of been something that Capuano and his coaching staff has been harping on. The day and the age of the NHL of clean goals are just about a gone-by era. You've got to deflect, tip, and screen to beat these netminders.
Schmidt unloads, sends that one wide of the cage. Shots on goal early on, favoring New York unofficially 4-1. Eller on the toe drag right to the slot. Halak was waiting. Burakovsky fires. That didn't get through as the Islanders will clear to relieve some pressure. Orpik away from Prince. The Islanders' lone victory this season was in Washington to open this month of December, and it was Prince who provided the game winner.
And it was probably a hunch that Capuano goes back with Halak. He had a gem, 38 saves. We were hearkening back to his Montreal days when he seemed to do that every time to the Caps. So I think Capuano playing a little thought in his mind that, hey, maybe he can deliver again.
Ladd dropping that one off. Only Tom Wilson was there for Washington. He was staggered with Quine. Ladd waits for it. It's collected by Brett Connolly as the Caps will reorganize. Nate Schmidt heads back up ice. On the accelerator through center. Seidenberg, he dumped Wilson. That allows DeHaan to collect. Jay Beagle in the vicinity for Washington. Beagle spins to the boards away from his former teammate Jason Chimera. 25 in blue, coughed it up. Niskanen fires. That's rejected by Halak. Seidenberg ahead of Connolly to the glass. Around it comes for Dmitry Orlov. He goes rink wide. Niskanen lets it fly, knocked down in front. The ricochet will chase Washington back into center ice. Dmitry Orlov has room to operate. Orlov scampers in. That's a tough drop pass. It triggers the break for Kulemin. Nikolai Kulemin roaring down the wing. And he hits the outside. The follow-up is touched home. Kulemin got it started. And it looked like Clutterbuck would finish.
It all starts at the far blue line, that so-called danger zone, an ill-advised drop pass with a lot of movement on it by Dmitry Orlov. That kicks their transition, and Kulemin just burning down the wall, right side of the screen. It hits the pipe in the toe, and there it is, jammed in by a guy that I just mentioned hasn't scored since signing his new deal. Must have hurt me up here. Unfortunately, Clutterbuck with a tap in, and it looks at the end of that like a big sigh of relief for number 15.
8:02 the time of the tally. Clutterbuck, Kulemin on the primary assist, and for Clutterbuck, the 6th time that he has scored against the Caps in his career in 19 games.
Too high risk by Dmitry at the far blue. He's just got to get it behind their defense so the Caps can establish a forecheck and some offensive zone time.
As Cal Clutterbuck revs it up again, it was Dmitry Orlov's hard drop pass that actually sent the Islanders away, and Kulemin specifically with the bad intentions nearly put that one in himself.
I haven't seen him skate like that in a long time, Joe. He was like a freight train down that right wing.
John Carlson comes board to board for Justin Williams. Williams on the go with a snapshot right to the breadbasket of Halak, and he'll hold on. 8 minutes and 51 seconds in front by 1. Cal Clutterbuck on the board. Star Treks presented by Toyota. Locker, it's 2 Caps closing in on impressive milestones.
Nick Backstrom looking for his 500th career assist, become the first guy in franchise history to achieve that. 45% of his passes have gone Alex Ovechkin's way. He sits 10 points away from 1,000 points overall. He would be the 37th in history once he gets that mark.
Alex Ovechkin playing game number 872. He's so high on so many different categories offensively in Caps history. He's way up there in terms of games played as well. Alsner sends this one around the dasher. Hamonic waiting for it. With poise on the boards, it's Tavares, who is bracketed by Alsner and Ovechkin, and Alex will skim it back to neutral. Nearing the midway mark of the opening period. Kulemin and Strome with the assists on the Clutterbuck tally. Cal's 3rd on the season at 8:02. Ovechkin picking up the pace with Burakovsky through center. On the drop to Kuznetsov. Burakovsky closing. Made the extra pass. Kuznetsov didn't get his stick on it. Long drive, Orlov stopped there. Rebound, Halak goes to the stack as this one trickles to the corner. Centering pass to the front. Anders Lee will give it a whack back through center, and Burakovsky is there for Washington.
Better zone time there for the Caps offensively from their big trio with Kuzi and Ovechkin and Williams. Getting that puck in deep, going from low to high creates problems for Halak.
Eller trying to set up Burakovsky there. Boychuk was waiting on the back end for New York. 5 players in this scrum. Caps come away with a biscuit. It's Jacob Vrana. Last time we were here, Vrana had a couple of assists in Washington's win 2 weeks ago. His centering pass is taken to safety by Beauvillier, and he wanted to give it right back. Here come the Isles, 3-on-3. Beauvillier to the front pad, save, Holtby, a good one. That was not easy to stay with.
They've got to learn from their mistakes. Verana's got to keep that puck deep, Joe. You can't hope for that pass A hope pass does not work in the defensive zone. He tried it. That led to transition. They've already scored on one transition play. Just about another 2-on-1 that just backfired for the Islanders.
Wilson rumbles through center. Tom Wilson zigs to the outside, then leaves it back behind the cage, looking for Brett Connolly. Shuffle it back for Nate Schmidt. Schmidt immediately pressured there by Prince. And it's Quine on the go. Off the toe drag, the wrister was squelched by Brooks Orpik. Beagle in a board battle with Quine. Connolly comes between the skates for Orpik to outlet on down. DeHaan checking his rearview mirror. Beagle right there along with Wilson. At the tip of the forecheck for Washington. Through center, Schmidt outlasting Ladd. Orpik swivels, Connolly plays. Brett Connolly stacked up at the line by Quine as the Caps are in the middle of a change. It's Chimera to scoop in. Both benches now bringing reinforcements to the party as John Carlson walks through center with Nicholas Backstrom. A look away dump in, handled by Halak, and he'll melt it in the blue paint. 8:18 to go in our opening period. Yaroslav Halak protecting the 1-0 advantage in Brooklyn. Pair of Capital socks. Tickets starting at $59. We get a first look at the Ottawa Senators. A team that has more than a few offensive talents.
They can fly up and down the ice, and it starts in the back end with Carlson leading the league in defensemen scoring. Then they've got a lot of talent up front. I think they're a sort of a sneaky, great team, Joe, and you got to be prepared when you play those guys.
Kuhlman behind the back for Clutterbuck, and a diving Alsner made a sharp defensive play there.
Well, this fourth line, they call it, is the best line so far for the Islanders.
Strome, Kuhlman, and Clutterbuck. TJ Oshie in a foot race with Boychuk. To the backboards, winning that race was Johnny Boychuk, the 32-year-old Edmonton native. Snapshot comes from Clutterbuck, fought away by the glove of Holtby off of the webbing, and he was looking at that catcher the whole time.
Saying, come on, buddy, hook me up here tonight.
Don't fail me now.
Still looking at it and fidgeting with it as the play goes up ice.
Anders Lee leaves for Johnny Boychuk as the Islanders will revolve through center. Hamonic playing it out wide. These two teams met in the playoffs of 2015, and Travis Hamonic was out of the lineup. Injured at that time, such a vital cog to Jack Capuano's blue line core.
Yeah, he is. He does a lot of things. However, this year in his plus-minus, not so pretty for Hamonic. Worst on the team at -13. But every year that he's played, Joe, he's 21-plus minutes for this team. So he's a workhorse. So you'll live and die with a guy like this. Gets a lot of ice time, a lot of opportunity from Jack Capuano and staff.
Long-tenured head coach there on the right. As Niskanen trickles one through center. Kuznetsov marching there for the Caps. Hits the brakes. Looks for Ovechkin, who fires. That's deflected wide of the cage. Orlov looking for a Williams back pedal. Hamonic takes him to the board. Hamonic leads the Islanders in terms of penalty minutes. That's one area he wouldn't want to set the pace. Leddy coughed it up. Williams, backhand stick save, follow-up chance, stop, follow-up third chance. Kuznetsov denied. Halak got a little chunk of it somehow.
And Kuzi looked to the ceiling, could not believe that.
Ovechkin's wrister, rebound, score! Justin Williams cruising in front. Halak putting up a protest for goalie interference.
He sure is. He's all the way outside his crease. He's just about chasing down the officials in front of the net. The Caps had plenty of opportunities to score prior to this before the puck was widgeted out of the body of Halak. The Capitals with Kuznetsov looked like from up here he had a layup on the backhand, but looked like Halak got a piece. Here's that last shot from OV. Long range shot into the body, and then the puck to me just comes free to Williams, and he buries it. That should be a good goal, but that's the one that I think Kuzi cannot believe that he missed on, but they stayed with it, and they tied it up here in the first at Barclays Center on this play in front from Justin Williams.
Justin Williams with tallies in 4 of his last 7 games. Leveling the count at 1 apiece. The time of the strike, 13:24. Alex Ovechkin will get the primary assist. Ovechkin getting his first point of the season against the New York Islanders. He had been held pointless in the first 3 meetings.
And for Justin, his 14th goal and 29th point in his 44th game against the Owls. He's done pretty well in his career against these guys.
Locker, there's a penalty for holding the stick to come right here.
New York 29 minor penalty, holding the stick.
Well, Nelson will sit in the box. He can't believe it. Happened in the neutral zone. The Caps will go to the first power play between these two teams. Here it is along a wall. It's a little bit of a battle. Top of the screen, there's the hold. Just not allowing the Caps to generate any offense jumping out of that scrum. So he'll have a seat. The Caps power play goes to work.
Oshie, Backstrom, Johansson, Carlson, and Ovechkin 5 on ice in the white sweaters for Washington. A road power play for the Caps at 21.6%, but overall in the year at 19. Carlson had a power play goal in Buffalo, New York. He looks for Nicholas Backstrom. You see the Islanders PK ranked 24th at the moment. Braden Holtby will leave. An ice level look at Carlson swinging back through center and sending in Johansson, but off of his boot. Regrouping, it's Backstrom. On target to Oshie. He'll deliver for Johansson as the Caps will get it set. Carlson's wrister jammed down by Halak. Ovechkin, nice move on the follow. That one goes off of Halak's glove and wide. Johansson twirls. Carlson feeds down low, deflected by Oshie, wide of the goal. Backstrom taps it along for Johansson. Caps a man up for another 60 seconds. Carlson steps in, Ovechkin fires. That one ricochets off the defender, Boychuk, and it's covered by Halak.
Capitals getting a bunch of good looks here on this power play. Just sort of a shooting gallery for OV and the boys. This is an Islander team that allows the 4th most shots in the National Hockey League, and they're just peppering Halak. They're getting some lucky bounces. That last one off of Boychuk and did not land on a Capital stick. Good looking first power play here with some quality chances.
Capitals up to 11 shots on goal now unofficially with 5 and change remaining in the opening period. If you're just tuning in with us, it's the NHL on CSN from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. 1-1 Caps and Isles. Clutterbuck first. Williams would follow for DC. Washington power play continues for another 54 seconds as Nikolai Kulemin will stash this into the corner. John Carlson swings out of his own territory on the headman for Kuznetsov. Vrana takes it out of the air. Jacob Vrana ran out of racetrack there. Tavares has been doing more penalty killing. He's out there now, 91 in blue.
Yeah, most he's ever had last game, over $130 on the PK.
Ovechkin leans into that one. It's a laser that goes high, and the carom is out of play.
What a slap shot. Alex is getting some good looks, more good looks than I've seen in a while.
Locker on the Toyota League leaderboard. These boys help turn on the power in a big way.
Since 7-8, you take a look at Alex Ovechkin and Nick Backstrom, 1-2 punch. Malkin, Thornton, Crosby can throw it around and score on the power play. Capitals captain getting some great looks here so far.
Yevgeny Kuznetsov ready to take this face off against Alan Quine. 4:49 to go in the opening period. 26 ticks and a Washington man advantage. Face-off win back for Niskanen. Sets the screen. Orlov blisters that one wide. Williams was bumped again, and Halak went down in a heap trying to draw another penalty. Williams steps, floats this one to the dasher. Back on top for Niskanen. Final 8 seconds of the man advantage. Kuznetsov slings it wide on the short side. Orlov keeps it in a point position. Working all on the exterior. Orlov chased by Nelson, who's out of the sin bin for New York. We're 5 on 5 with 4:12 remaining in the opening frame. Hamonic on the lead. Through center. Nothing there for Nelson. Backtracking Hamonic. This is icing against Washington.
Good opportunity there for Dmitry Orlov and company working with Willie. Now the icing call come back to the left of Braden Holtby. Orlov getting some points for this Caps team on the blue line, racking up the PIMs. So 14 points, and his plus-minus, Joe, is second best among the Caps.
Month of December has been good for Dmitry. 7 assists in this final month of 2016. Next up for Washington, they'll play host to the New Jersey Devils Thursday night at Verizon Center. These Islanders make way for Minnesota. That's where they start the first of 4 straight on the road. Beagle, cross ring. Connolly matched up with Hickey. Nelson leans in. Beagle joins the party, but it's Prince the other way. Beauvillier, the teenager, throwing this one off of Tom Wilson, will skate it down in the Washington zone. Nelson from no angle keeps it on the outside with Hickey. Flushed out quickly by Beagle. 5-on-5 play continues. 3.5 separating us from Capitals Intermission Live, presented by CIS Secure Computing, as the Caps are in offside. We'll get you back for the dozens of NHL gifts for all the hockey fans on your list, only at shop.nhl.com. Locker has a new phone and he can't stop working it. Leave it alone. We're working here.
I know.
Okay, just check.
Part of the job.
Really? Oh, Rhett, that is true. Carlson lets this one fly, deflected. Halak with a save, and it sparks a little bit of a rumble.
I like it. The Caps have been surrounding Halak a lot in this game. They've knocked him down a couple of times. He was very upset with the goal that the Capitals got. Williams knocked him down on the power play inadvertently, and there you see the scrum. The puck is still loose. That's the thing with the Caps. They're a team that are going to battle for the loose puck. And it was loose there. You had Vrana, you had Burakovsky throwing it to the net to the point. And then you have the battle in front. Look at Vrana get in there after Eller was knocked over. That's what the Caps coaching staff wants to see. They want to see a swarm to the net once the shot is initiated towards the goaltender.
New York controls the face-off with Seidenberg sending it along. This one will bounce out of play. Alex Ovechkin's going to try and retrieve it and then make a friend in the stands. This is not easy to do. Oh, he did it.
Andrew Ladd, 2 cups, 1 in Carolina, 1 in Chicago, brought in on a long-term deal. They had the opportunity, I think, to sign a Poso, but they thought, let's go another direction. They signed Andrew Ladd. The whole team had a slow start, Joe, but when you look at his numbers recently, he's playing more but not producing. So now, he's got 5 goals, so maybe things are coming around. They need Andrew Ladd to be more of a factor offensively.
Ladd had a game winner against the Rangers earlier this month. He scored against Buffalo back on Friday. As Halak will wait and then sling this high on the glass. Schmidt towards the goal, deflected away. Hamonic getting the jump on Oshie and playing for Clutterbuck. 2-on-2 with Strome. Strome to the front. Leddy gets involved with 2:35 remaining. Thank goodness that stick broke in half as Kuhlman was in great shape. It's Johansson working 3-on-3. No numbers advantage. Leddy quiets the rush. Scooped on back for Schmidt. Leaves it south of the goal line for Oshie. Stick check there by Hamonic.
Capitals have kept the pucks alive a lot in this first period.
Great snare there. Oshie takes an aerial pass from Johansson. Backstrom covering up at point position, but this will worm through him and back to center. Justin Williams just off the Washington bench. 2 minutes separating us from Capitals Intermission Live, presented by CIS Secure Computing. We'll be sending you back to the CSN studios. Rob Carlin and Alan May will keep you company. Locker and I will join you live on Facebook. Check out the CSN Mid-Atlantic page. Halak steers it to the corner. Kuznetsov was waiting. Turns back in Ovechkin's direction. Williams is there to support. Hickey clamps onto it. And now Bailey has the puck for the Isles. Beautiful pass. Lee carving in. Backhander, he just sent it wide. Brilliant send in. Bailey turns to the boards. Looking for Tavares. It jumped his tape. Boychuk crunched there in the corner and vice versa with Niskanen. Johnny Boychuk waits. Golfs at it. It's off Ovechkin and back to center ice. 65 seconds remaining in the first. Clutterbuck for the Islanders. Williams for Washington. Prince lost the handle. Alsner relieved him of the puck. And then it's sent in deep. Beagle there. Traps one towards the slot and it's covered up. Halak with the quick goalie stick and glove. Folks, we remind you that Burke and Herbert Bank, they score for the kids. For every Caps goal scored this season, Burke and Herbert Bank are donating $100 to Alice's kids. And Outstanding charity in the Northern Virginia area. Late first period, 50 seconds or thereabouts remaining. John Carlson hoping for a win of the draw from Jay Beagle, who's fourth best in the NHL in that stat, just below 60% effective. Brock Nelson to take it for New York. Continuing to get the centers and the wingers aligned properly. Beagle does win it back. Wilson off of that set play was looking for Alsner. Nothing there, according to Beauvillier. Around she comes for Prince. Soccer style there. DeHaan. And then Beauvillier will chop it to center. Nelson, who has scored in the last two meetings against Washington. 29 in the blue. Didn't get a clean handle. Beagle feeds Alsner, and he'll just pepper it into the corner. Time ticking away in the first period. Down to 20 seconds with which to work. Beauvillier on the outlet. It's Prince. Stalls down the wing. Red Connolly was there for Washington. DeHaan stepping right in from point position. Wraparound pad save there for Holtby, and then he'll cover quickly at the post.
Yeah, just throwing it to the front of the net. Good things happen at the Capitals' end, at Halak's end. They've been doing it all period. Now the Islanders try the same type of idea, throwing it at Holtby's feet, looking for him coming off the post. His last 8, just one regulation lost against the Islanders. Points in 15 of 17 for Braden Holtby. That last little wrap, just trying to throw it in front. DeHaan, the defenseman, joining the attack, trying to get a lucky bounce off a foot or a stick.
Well, that post, though, is well sealed by Braden Holtby in that reverse fashion. Letty twists one to the cage as the siren sounds, ending the opening 20 minutes of play with the NHL on CSN. And the Caps level at 1 with the New York Islanders. Barry's boys getting a strike from Justin Williams, his 8th of the season. Ovechkin and Orlov helping out. Cal Clutterbuck had given Jaro Halak a 1-0 lead to protect. Capitals Intermission Live is presented by CIS Secure Computing. We are inside of Barclays Center, where it's been a lively crowd through 20 minutes of NHL festivities this Tuesday night. All the hustle and bustle of Brooklyn going on by outdoors. Inside, Cal Clutterbuck with his 3rd, Justin Williams with his 8th. We're 1-1. Earlier on Twitter, we asked you which are going to be the 3 goalies Vezina Trophy nominated, and the answers are coming in.
Yeah, Holtby's involved. Holtby or Bob. We're going to get a lot of that, I think, Joe, from our fans out there. SpongeBob, Price, and Holtby. Can't beat that with that trio.
Alex says Price, Dubnyk, and Bobrovsky. You have to have Dubnyk and Bobrovsky at this point of the season, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, he's got a ton of shutouts. And there you look at it again. No Dubnyk, but we are getting, so it looks like a 4-man race. Holtby, Price, Bobrovsky, Crawford getting some love too, so maybe a 5-man race.
Well, I want to throw Tuukka Rask in there as well. But again, I think he's more on the periphery. I would say Dubnyk, Bobrovsky, and Price at the moment, with Braden and Tuukka on the outside. Of course, Braden Holtby, the reigning Vezina Trophy winner, who tied an NHL record for wins a season ago. He's backstopping Washington's efforts tonight. Capitals dressed in white here in Brooklyn. They'll be home to see the New Jersey Devils for the first time this season. Thursday night, we'll have that one for you on CSN. Beagle on the send-in. Connolly fires a stick save for Halak after one of his defenders wiped out.
That was Seidenberg who lost an edge, and he had a free lane to the net. The Capitals couldn't jump on that chance.
Alsner feeds. Wilson makes one more look to Connolly. It twisted him up. Brett Connolly finished off there by his opposite number 10, Alan Quine.
Whoa.
Wilson just destroyed Seidenberg at the perfect time.
That was a real tough shift for Seidenberg, still wearing that full face shield on D, and he's got a long way to go to change. He needs a rest for sure after wiping out and then getting railed by Willie early on.
DeHaan feeds it down the dasher. That should be icing unless Clutterbuck wins the race, which he does. The linesmen, in the estimation, do not blow the whistle there for the hybrid icing. Instead, it's offside against New York.
Pretty wild shift by Seidenberg all around against Mojo and his mates to start this period. You'll see the Wilson hit. First of all, he wiped out. Then this on the same shift. Look at Willie just hone in on him, and he knew he had to get rid of it. As clean as they come, just the shoulder check. Left shoulder and right shoulder take the brunt of Seidenberg. who's a big, solid defenseman in his own right. Nice job by Wilson on the forecheck.
Wilson, Ovechkin, and Orpik all season long have been among the Caps' top 3 hitters.
They don't much like him here either after that hit on Wisniewski, you remember, during the playoffs.
Wow.
They still remember that here with the Islanders.
That was huge, and at that time, at the Nassau Coliseum. Oshie lets this one go right to the gloved hand of Jaro Halak, the 31-year-old Slovak.
Nice job by TJ. Pretty good numbers against the Islanders in his career. 18 points in 15 games. He's got no points his last 3. That's a good-looking shot, though. That should give him some confidence for Barry Trotz. Use the defenseman as a screen to let that fly.
Have we ever talked to Barry about what it is that he makes notes on specifically?
No, we have not.
But I think we might have to do that.
Sure.
Because we've seen him at least on 3 cutaway shots with pen to paper.
That's probably TJ Oshie's opportunity, a high-quality scoring chance. He likes to keep chances, especially on his notepad.
Caps and Islanders 1 of 10 this evening. You're seeing the out-of-town scoreboard. Ooh, Halak almost overplayed that wrister from Niskanen. That almost found a home in the back of the net.
Yeah, that right pad just covered up. I think he's as surprised as anybody, as everybody here at Barclays Center. Right pad, he's looking around. He thinks it actually went through him. One more look, bad turnover by Hickey, and notice how low the Caps defensemen are. They are pinching down the wall, keeping pucks alive. Good scoring chance there. Halak against the Caps in his career, he's .500 and 2.63 and a .907 save percentage.
Niskanen solved him twice in the 3rd period 2 weeks ago, giving Washington a 4-2 decision. That was right here at Barclays Center, where they repaired the ice surface and get set to take this draw between Kuznetsov and Tavares. John Tavares, very strong, very powerful at the face-off dot. Kuznetsov tried to step through that one. Yevgeny's at the bottom in terms of face-off effectiveness around the NHL. He's among the bottom 5 as Tavares scoots through center. Hamonic has all sorts of room. Fires and a stick save for Holtby. The rebound, volleyball spiked away by Carl Alsner.
And that was a strong one. That's a good jump up by the D, and he had a ton of time flying down that right wing.
Anders Lee in tight quarters, not able to thread it through Ovechkin. As Bailey will regroup with the help of Tavares, motoring back through center. Tavares wheels in, doesn't shoot. Stalked there by John Carlson. DeHaan loves to creep in down the dasher. He goes every time.
And defensively, that was perfect by John Carlson. Stick on ice. In the heydays, in the 70s and 80s, stick would always be up by the defenseman. Now it's always stick on puck, and that's a perfect example how you nullify a star player. You put your stick out, you angle it to the blade where the puck is sitting, and he has no opportunity.
Nelson 2-on-2. Nelson with a backhand that goes wide. DeHaan again, right down the dasher like a guided missile. Schmidt gets there, uses the boards. Soccer style keep in by Seidenberg for Prince. Scampers to the front. As Nelson was being held in the estimation of the officials, it's a hook against Washington.
Yeah, pretty good thrust there. Prince shows some good speed there. He scored in a meeting, last meeting against the Caps with his speed, and here's the call at center ice. And it's going to be Schmidt heading off for the Caps.
Washington, 88, minor penalty, hooking.
Referee Ian Walsh working in tandem with Mark Choinet tonight.
And here it is right in front of the net. Schmidt gets his stick right between the arms there of the forward. Looked like Nelson or Lee that were in front of the net. Could not get away from Schmidt. They were caught there a little bit because of the speed of Shane Prince.
Strome, Tavares, Lee, Bailey, and Leddy 5 on ice. The Islanders' power play just over 14% overall, but lower than that at home. Washington's PK has been very good of late. They're now among the top 6 in the NHL. A 1-1 hockey game, early stages of the 2nd period with the NHL on CSN. Leddy managed to keep that one in. Comes cross rink for Bailey. He forced that pass. Oshie getting help from Carlson. He didn't boot it clear. Lee in front. Follow-up chance sent high. That was Bailey lying in the weeds there.
And Oshie wanted a high sticking call, but none forthcoming. He got clipped up high by the defender who snuck in.
Leddy switch it up for Bailey. Through the seam for Strome. 80 seconds in the man advantage for New York. Tavares calling for it. He's below the goal line. Strome sends it up top for Leddy. Strome to a better shooting channel. feeds for a lead backhander that goes wide. Bailey hustles after it, so too is Oshie. Leddy managed to keep that one in, only for a moment as Carlson will clear. Halak begs for Bailey to come back as the Caps change their penalty killers. This New York man advantage in the last 13 games, right around 15% effective.
It's hard to believe they've got all of 13 power play goals, especially with all the home cooking they've had to start this season.
They were 1 for 2 against Buffalo back on Friday. This New York team has won 2 straight games. They've scored 9 goals in those 2 outings. 1-1 tonight with Washington. Man up New York, 27 more seconds. Ladd on the second wave of the Islander power play. Shimmies against Eller, who turns him back. Lars Eller was a instrumental part of Washington's win here 2 weeks ago. Orpik will just bunt it below the goal line so that the penalty killers can make one more change. The Caps will get Nate Schmidt back in 4 seconds. Nelson sends it hard around. Short-circuited there by Holtby. He keeps it humming around the glass to Justin Williams, who turns it on for Backstrom. 2-on-2 with Carlson. Backstrom fires. An easy stick save there for Halak. Ladd lobs it to center. On the run comes Beauvillier, tended to by Karl Alsner. Johansson waiting. Johansson to the front. Carlson was arm in arm with the defender Hickey. John Carlson flails one wide of the cage. 5-on-5 now for Washington, back to even strength. Johansson is parked along the half board. Long drive deflected away. Niskanen leaned into that slapper right off the bench.
Yeah, he did. He railed right into it, gave a yell, and worked out nicely.
Little give and go for Orlov, who feeds to Williams. Top side for Niskanen. Johansson's drive deflected wide. Orlov once again. Side dasher, Johansson. Bothered by Beauvillier. Backstrom takes it off the cycle. Nicholas Backstrom closing in on 500 career assists. He was upended there by Boychuk. Niskanen to Orlov. Orlov waits, then drives. He just missed it there on the glove hand side. Niskanen send it cross rink. Kulemin puts a hit into Johansson, knocked him down.
This looks like a power play, but it isn't.
Capitals having a great line shift. Williams points it for Niskanen, looking for the tip-in try. There's Johansson to turn. The Islanders are dead tired defensively.
Capitals make 2 changes already.
Kuznetsov wheels in. That didn't get through. And Kulemin.
Close to too many men. Yeah, they're going to get it, Joe. They're going to get caught for too many men. Obi jumping over the boards, playing the puck. The Islanders called it from on the ice, and their coaching staff, they will go shorthanded.
We will step away. The Islanders go right back to the power play with you in a moment on C.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alex jumped on before Carlson went off. That's a look at our Mercedes-Benz Telestrator. The Caps caught with 6 men on the ice.
This is an Islander team that scored first in 13 of its last 15 games. They got the first one tonight from Cal Clutterbuck. Justin Williams has responded. Now the Islanders go back to the man advantage for the second time in succession. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Nick Leddy rolling out of his own territory. Leddy glides through center. This Caps penalty killing unit over the last 7 games, outstanding. Strome on the go, sifting it around for Bailey. Chiseled it to the point for Leddy. Lars Eller is there, stapled right to John Tavares, and he'll clear.
Yeah, not like the old Islanders. If you had Bossy, Trottier, Gillies, Potvin, and Pearson on the ice, look out.
Leddy cruising out of his own zone. Picking up the pace through center, slingshots it for Tavares. And then Bailey. Josh Bailey sets up shop. Tavares back behind the cage. Quick stuff attempt. They're shut down as Anders Lee is always dangerous around the crease. Anders Lee, the former Notre Dame Fighting Irish All-American. TJ Oshie spins and dodges defenders. Lost the handle there to Ryan Strome. Islanders have 45 seconds left in the man advantage as we near the midway mark of regulation time. Boychuk on the hop. Johnny Boychuk dumps it in. Holtby takes it off of the graffiti. and he'll clear.
Absolutely no zone time. Textbook penalty killing, all up ice pressure. The Islanders aren't sure what's hitting them right now. Great PK here in the second.
Klein, full speed ahead. Drifts into the corner, feeds for a Boychuk fake. Bring it this way to Prince. His pass is deflected. Boychuk winds up and again lets this one go. That's steered aside by Backstrom. Caps will be back to a level playing field in 4 seconds as Nicholas will drive it back deep. Halak took a bump.
From Justin again.
Hasn't been happy with number 14 all night.
And he's still yelling at him. And he's yelling at the official all the way up the ice. They've got him really thinking about things, but the referee does have his arm up, Joe, so maybe it is Williams going here.
Delayed penalty call.
I can't believe it if that's the case.
It's referee Ian Walsh who has his right arm raised. Boychuk rolling back through center. 3 consecutive power plays now for the Islanders. 3 in a row. Apologies, this is Mark Joannette, 25, not 29, will make the assessment.
That's a cheapie against Justin. I can't believe it. Here he is moving the puck. And it's because that little bump there, Joe, I don't buy it. I just don't like this when the goalies are out playing the puck and he's not exactly trying to drill him there. He runs into him along with their guy who's going for the puck. I don't buy that as a penalty, sorry.
The book says you have to make every effort to avoid the contact.
Oh, boy.
3 straight man advantages for Jack Capuano's troops. 9 minutes into the second period.
I guess if you complain enough, you get the call.
True. Power play stats packaged by the UPS store. We shout out thanks to them and all of our generous sponsors at the holiday time. Appreciate all their cooperation. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin with you from Barclays Center. Nick Leddy and the Islanders skating 5-on-4 in this 1-1 hockey game, the 4th of 5 between the Caps and Isles this regular season. Strome dancing into the zone. Around the wall for Bailey. Chunked his pass to Tavares. Alsner and Carlson then close in quickly. It's tied up in the corner. Tavares plays it topside for Leddy. He'll walk the line. Strome, slap pass, too hot to handle.
Would have been better served to drill it on the net. Why look for a slap pass when the power play is doing absolutely nothing?
As the Isles will have to chase it back in Halak's neighborhood. We reach the midway mark of regulation time in this game. Justin Williams is 8th of the season back in the first. Cal Clutterbuck gave New York the lead with his 3rd. Quine dodging through center. Good back check though by Oshie there, and it'll be Niskanen to clear.
But there will be a penalty against the Islanders. It should be because interference on Orpik was Andrew Ladd coming across the blue line, Joe. So these referees have been darn right busy here in the second. And they're looking for everything. And this is
the event film of the holiday season with Sing, starring Matthew McConaughey, from the creators of Despicable Me and The Secret Life of Pets. Sing is in theaters now. Craig Laughlin and I singing for our supper here inside of Barclays Center. Andrew Ladd, the last man to hit the penalty box, this time for New York. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 52 seconds. That's the remainder in the sentence to Justin Williams for goalie interference. And the Capitals will have an abbreviated man advantage. Matt Niskanen during the 4-on-4 with a wrister that sails wide. Halak reacting late. That was a sneaky release from Niskanen. Andre Burakovsky angles and finds Niskanen in point position. Andre Burakovsky settles and had that one kicked out by Halak.
And it's all about movement, especially 4-on-4 when it comes down to man-on-man. And Burakovsky, a nice feed by Niskanen. Once you're rotating up, crossing your legs, you generate speed.
Leddy on the go, looking for Chimera. Those two guys really scare you 4-on-4. Leddy and Chimera with their incredible skating ability. Niskanen bring it this way to Burakovsky, but the pass was swiped by Kulemin. Washington soon to a power play in 4 seconds. Seidenberg goes indirect on the reverse for Kulemin. As the Caps get their power play folks on ice, Williams makes a mad dash out of the penalty box. Man advantage Washington for a minute. Through center comes Backstrom. He'll clear in. Power play stats that are packaged by the UPS store. Second power play for the Capitals tonight, and Tavares will send them away. Alex Ovechkin to turn. Caps were 0 for 2 on the power play in their win over Tampa Bay back on Friday. Ovechkin speeds into the offensive zone. Lets this one go, deflected aside. Along the dasher, there's Oshie. Dropping it to Johansson. 20 seconds in the power play right now. Carlson on for Johansson. They play the two-man game around Kwan. The wrister that bounces its way wide of the goal. Johansson with the puck. 10 seconds in the man advantage. Backstrom, Saucer, Carlson. This way for Ovechkin. Wrister right on, a stick save for Halak. And he put the rebound up into that safety netting.
Exactly where you want your goalie to put that puck, up and over the glass on any long-range shot. Nick Backstrom, the quarterback of the power play. The Islanders' penalty kill pretty darn good here tonight also. Both teams' penalty killing units have been good. Here's a look at Ovi just trying to get the puck to the net. Did not get the deflection from Oshie that he was looking for. Look at Ovi. He's taking a snapshot so Oshie and Backstrom may get their sticks on. Did not get any lumber on that shot from Alex. 15 goals on the season, 10 goals in his last 11 against the Isles.
Oh, he was dynamite last year against New York. He had 6 goals. The Caps won 3 of 4 from the Islanders. New York winning a playoff series last year for the first time since 1993. They took out the Atlantic Division champs Florida in 6. Orpik working down low for Brett Connolly. As the two teams are back to 5-on-5, Lars Eller turns. Eller drags this one to the slot. Vrana swing and a miss. Brock Nelson was in good shape defensively. Hickey stokes it along, and it's just out of the reach of Andrew Ladd. Boychuk quickly into the grill of Lars Eller. This is a delayed offside against New York. Now waved as they tag up. Halak begging for some help. This is going to turn out to be icing, though, against Washington with 7:17 to play in the second. Folks, the timeless moment brought to you tonight by Coors Banquet, the stingiest of Caps netminders through the years.
Yeah, Braden Holtby leapfrogs Jim Ace Carey, who held that record for so many years. Nuvi, Kolzig, and Theodore tops when it comes to goals against all time in Caps history.
Braden's save percentage this month is .943. He's been terrific. A 23 save effort against Tampa Bay back on Friday. 26 career whitewashes for Holtby. Bested in the first period by Cal Clutterbuck. If you're just tuning in, as Clutterbuck winds and fires, that was knocked down in front. Holtby comes up with a glove save on Seidenberg's rebound. Clutterbuck at 8:02, Williams at 13:24, and since then in the first period, nothing else.
Yeah, Seidenberg just chops that puck in the long-range deflection. You have Kulemin, who I think's been their best forward, and there's the sneaking in defenseman. Seidenberg just getting a piece of that. It's a pretty darn good signing from Gar Snow early on after the World Cup. There's a look at Braden after that pretty routine save, sort of a rocking chair type game for Braden. Not a whole lot of shots peppered his way by Kulemin and the Islanders.
Justin Williams on the go for the Caps. Williams bursting wide, overlapped there Kuznetsov, but this is offside against Washington on the entry.
Yeah, the D joined the rush as you look at Gruby, who's backing up, should get in some action at the end of this week.
Locker, not often do the Capitals have both of their netminders with goals against averages sub-2.
Yeah, one of the best 1-2 punches in the NHL, 1.84, 7 games, 5 wins for Gruby. I think they're very solid between the pipes, and that's something you want to go into the next 50 games with, to have that confidence, and they have a tremendous amount of confidence with Grubauer, who backs up Holtby tonight.
Hamonic reversing the flow for Leddy. John Carlson had the answer there for Washington. Ovechkin bracketed by his fellow captain, John Tavares, as time ticks away in period 2, down to 6.5 remaining in the frame. Leddy on the go. Hamonic through center. Breaks this one wide for Tavares, but it was Alsner waiting there. Both squads showing some signs of sloppiness after the holiday break. Passing in particular hasn't been as crisp. Leddy on the go, but we've seen that improve as the game has gone along. The Capitals now, in the words of Barry Trotz, have some heavy lifting to do. Sprawling across. It's knocked home off of a perfect centering pass. The Islanders take the lead. Andrew Ladd.
Under 6 minutes left here in this second period, and Andrew Ladd just stashes his goal. He's got his 6th goal of the season, 216 overall. Good play down low by Prince. Prince shows a lot of speed. There's a D cycle, and that caught the Caps a little napping. The D joins the attack. Watch the rotation. The D comes in, Thomas Hickey, and that creates the whole play. The overlap on the wall, which is a D cycle, messes up the assignments, and on the doorstep is Ladd by himself.
Ladd with goals in back-to-back games. And it's a lively Barclays Center in Brooklyn now, with the home folks protecting a 2-1 lead. Oshie looking for the immediate response, lost the handle to Clutterbuck. Cal Clutterbuck feeds an area pass deflected right on by a diving Kuhlman, who's been everywhere tonight for the Isles.
He sure has. He's been their best player by far. He's got good net drives. He's trashing the net. He showed good speed tonight.
Johnny Boychuk will turn. Pursued by TJ Oshie. Hickey brings it this way for Prince. Prince attacking against Schmidt with speed. Beauvillier's blast was blocked by Orlov. Two teams are 5-on-5 with just about 5 minutes to go in period 2. Tom Wilson overskates. Brock Nelson will retreat. And then DeHaan will team up with Seidenberg to get New York through center. But Seidenberg's dump in goes into the Islander bench. A 2-1 advantage for New York. Andrew Ladd, right place, right time. Hickey finds him. Many red, white, and blue supporters in attendance tonight. Cal Clutterbuck and Andrew Ladd have struck for New York. Justin Williams has the lone goal for Washington. Tavares on the go through center, bothered by Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who has not scored a goal this month. Quick centering pass, Lee shovels that one, and it does not find a home, deflecting out of play. Anders Lee's had everything going towards the cage and going in the net. He leads the Isles in goals this season.
3 goals his last 3, 12 on the year, Joe, and you can see why. Watch his release. No stick handling, immediately shoots it. The puck was rolling, fortunately for the Caps, and that goes off the right shoulder of Braden Holtby and up and over the glass, but it's because it's rolling he couldn't connect and catch all of that on that quick shot by Lee.
Beagle wins this draw for Washington.
They're calling that more than a wrist shot or a snapshot. They call it now a slingshot. You're just slinging that at the net, which he was trying with the puck on the heel of his blade.
I'll take your word for it.
You got it, buddy.
Did you find that on your new phone?
No. Why is my phone a big king of discussion?
Well, you never charged up your old phone.
I know I didn't.
Now we've got a separate charger up here for you. Does your phone want a beverage during the intermission? Or? My goodness. Get him a Christmas present, he goes nuts.
Yeah.
Schmidt will clear through center.
I missed yours in the mail. Is it coming?
No, I have it wrapped.
Okay.
It'll be at the rink on Thursday. Snapshot here, blocked down in front. That was Jason Chimera sending it on the way. Schmidt striding powerfully into the offensive zone, not able to connect with Tom Wilson. 4 minutes separating us from Capitals Intermission Live, presented by CIS Secure Computing. Chimera fires, glove save, Holtby. Ladd back to point position, DeHaan. Seidenberg through the seam, deflected by Beagle, as the Caps look to counterpunch with Connolly.
Folks would not be happy if Chimmer beat him upstairs with a wrist shot and a backhand this year. And there's no way he was going to let that one in.
Jason did get him back on the 1st of December.
That was a pretty nice backhand, wasn't it?
That was this month, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Feels like it was 12 years ago. Klein will turn. Nice feed for Hickey, as the Islanders have been definitely activating that left D throughout the night. Beauvillier's crunched, bouncing back up. Lars Eller in good defensive position to clear for Washington. A turning Prince with it. addressing Eller there. Nice moves. Prince closing. Holtby shuts that down with a goalie stick. Shane Prince, very fast acceleration.
Yeah, Orlov got though caught flat-footed, but it started in the neutrals on the rewind. 2 caps on Prince. They let him go. Now he attacks Orly, and Orly sort of caught no man's land between the blue line and the top of the circle, and he couldn't be physical on him.
We've drifted below 3 minutes to go in this second period. Time now for our military salute. It's brought to you by PenFed. This evening's honoree is Captain Callie Swenson, who's been an active member of the United States Army National Guard since 2003. Callie, we definitely appreciate all it is that you do for us. A shout out of appreciation too to the men and women in our technical crew tonight here at Barclays Center with the NHL on CSN. We will look forward to joining you on Thursday night back home in DC. The New Jersey Devils are in town. That's the first of a home and home separated by a day off with the Devs. Strome is pinched along the wall by Orpik. 2.5 remaining in the second. Oshie driving wide. TJ on the toe drag against Hamonic. Hamonic leans into Oshie, drops him in the corner, and then speeds the other direction. Niskanen short-circuiting that rush. Backstrom not able to get it through Clutterbuck. Hamonic still keeping tabs on Oshie as Strome will walk back through center. Clutterbuck on the go. He'll try Brooks Orpik for size. Feed the front, paddle down, stop, follow-up chance, and Strome rushed that for some reason. He missed everything. Play in the Caps D territory, late second period. Justin Williams chips it ahead. Kuznetsov goes round and round with Bailey. Calvin DeHaan and the Islanders protecting a 1-goal lead after an Andrew Ladd strike at 14:03. This one leaves the playing surface. The Islanders are saying it should be delay of game.
Man, they're going to whistle Carlson if it didn't hit anybody. Obi's saying he thought it was deflected. They're going to have a huddling of the stripes here at center ice to determine if they thought it deflected or not. The original call was, I think, puck up and over the glass, delay a game.
And the orange armbands are saying delay a game.
Washington 92, minor penalty, delay of game.
Ian Walsh making this assessment.
So it's going to be Kuzi who's going to get the puck on his backhand, try to go indirect. And Kuzi, you can see by his expression, he probably knew he was going to be flagged for that minor penalty. Huge kill with $1:33 to go at the end of the second.
Capitals were hoping for that one to just skim the glass a little bit. Fourth power play advantage for New York. Capitals get control of the draw. That's the first mission when a man down and Beagle again does his best. Leddy advancing with Tavares through center. Beagle right there once more. Beagle along the boards. During Facebook Live, Craig Lockwood called Jay Beagle the most underrated Cap this season.
Yeah, I sure did. And, you know, he's got 11 points, 5 of them goals, close to 60% on face-offs. Just is the heart and soul type guy that I admire, and the Caps really are fortunate to have him.
Final minute of the second period, 2-1 New York. Late power play chance with Tavares. Working him over, it's Eller and then Carlson. Feed to the front. Looking for Anders Lee, as they often do, and the Caps are able to clear. Eller doing the job. Halak leaves for a turning Strome. Ryan Strome sifting his way through center. Carries it all the way to the attack territory. Looking to Hickey. Then Bailey. Hickey once more. Tavares. That pass deflected. Wilson races after it and swats it to center. With 20 seconds to go in the period. Ladd sends it hard around. Alsner and Shane Prince are there. Brock Nelson too. Boychuk winds and fires. Ouch. That one stung Tom Wilson.
That's called sacrificing for sure. Willie, perfect timing. He's still wobbling on that left skate boot where he took it directly.
Holtby makes a pad save, and a follow-up chance too from Hickey is denied at the final horn of the second. The Islanders will have 27 more seconds of power play time when they start the third. Andrew Ladd has given New York a 2-1 lead through 40. Thumbs up for Tom Wilson. Courage displayed there on that block shot. Capitals Intermission Live is presented by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. The all-new 3-row Mazda CX-9. Crop Metcalf. For all your plumbing needs, call Crop Metcalf, home of the 5-star technician. And by Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. Washington Capitals on the road this evening in Brooklyn, New York. The Caps are among the top 7 locker when it comes to road victories this season. They have 8 wins away from Verizon Center. They are in come-from-behind mode with 20 minutes to go in regulation this evening. If you're just tuning in, Cal Clutterbuck and Andrew Ladd have bookended goals around a strike from Justin Williams in support of Barry Trotz. The Capitals are 28-4. That's good for 44 points, tied for 4th in the Metro. The Caps and the Islanders tonight. Next up for Washington on CSN, we get to see the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. We haven't seen the Devils yet. They went through a little downturn recently. They've turned it around. Always a good matchup. Camilleri on the top line, Zajac. They got some guys that can really move up front. When they're playing, they're a hard team to control.
That broadcast on CSN will be available around the country on NBCSN. Yevgeny Kuznetsov is parked in the penalty box for Washington. 27 more seconds for him to endure as the Capitals hope to keep this a 1-goal deficit, get Kuznetsov out of the box, and make their way into a tie game. Braden Holtby and Jaro Halak, the netminders this evening. The Caps went through the last 7:53 of the second. Bullet drive there from Boychuk. Letty follows. He blistered that one wide. The Caps didn't have a shot on goal in the final 7:53 of the second period. Kuznetsov let loose right now from the penalty box. And we're back to 5-on-5. Letty, such a graceful skater, works in, turns on Alsner. Drops it off for Tavares. Tavares cycles all the way up top, gets double teamed. Josh Bailey opens up. Williams was knocked down by Lee. Around she comes for Tavares to take it off the wall. But a whistle here. That one was into that safety netting for a whistle.
And Williams was the one that made that call. The referees were going to allow play to continue. It definitely hit the meshing above the glass. The referees missed it. Justin Williams did not. The whistle goes. Face-off outside.
Folks, don't forget to buy your tickets for January 3rd. Maple Leafs join the Caps for Canadian Heritage Night. Fans who purchase the Heritage Night ticket package receive an exclusive ugly sweater toque. Tickets start at $59. For more info, visit WashingtonCaps.com/promotion.
Can't believe they're honoring me again.
You?
Oh, I'm at the Canadians.
I thought
Great toque. Great toque,
I thought you just meant you wearing the toque the other night.
Yeah.
That was splashed everywhere.
And everybody loves it.
In perpetuity. Strome feeds for Hamonic. His pass to Clutterbuck deflected wide of Braden Holtby. Shots on goal 22 apiece through 2 periods. Brooks Orpik with a 1-touch for Alex Ovechkin. Maneuvers through center, finds Kuznetsov. This way for Williams. A wrister, glove save, follow-up, score! Alex Ovechkin on the rebound.
Yeah, I mentioned this line has really played well. I said that in the first intermission. You can see Capuano not too happy. Just a $127 in, and Alex Ovechkin has his 16th goal of the season and climbing the ladder to 1,000 points. Kuzi dishes it wide. Justin makes sure he puts it on the net. Alex Ovechkin, a rare backhand goal. He doesn't score a lot of these. There he made no mistake, elevating the puck on the rebound. There's the Williams shot. Not sure if it got all the way through or ricocheted off of Hickey, the defenseman. Alex will take it. The Caps tied it up early on.
Williams and Ovechkin each with multi-point nights tonight. Alex is chased for 1,000. He's 8 points away. After goal number 16 on the season, dents the twine at 117. Bailey works through center. Dmitry Orlov was stacked up there and neutralized for Washington.
For Alex's goal, that's number 33 in his career against the Islanders.
Niskanen turns it on for Orlov. He'll play the puck on the outside. Marcus Johansson was bear hugged by Seidenberg. Bailey steps and fires. Knocked down there as Holtby had to be cat quick at the top of the paint. There was congestion in front of him. Hickey lets it go, and Holtby swallows that up with the glove, too.
Yeah, that's sort of a ricochet. Hickey's been activating all night long. Very skilled defenseman. He was picked one pick higher than Carl Alsner. You know, remember in that first round by the Kings, then bounced around, has found a home here on the island. But you take a look at Alex Ovechkin. Well done by the captain to strike early. Now maybe they'll sit back on their heels rather than being on the attack against the Caps here tonight.
The 9th career multi-point game he's had against New York. Remember, we mentioned the first 3 games this season, Ovechkin was pointless against the Isles, which is very, very rare. Schmidt scoots out of his own zone. Burakovsky brushed it ahead. Andrew Ladd spills it back to center, and there's Brooks Orpik. Vrana moves the puck in deep. Eller going after Hickey. The Isles with a sharp-looking breakout. It's Ladd, whose pass is deflected into the first row of the spectator seats.
And a sweet catch by the fan here at Barclays Center. Picked that out of midair. Andrew Ladd, one of the goal scorers here for the New York Islanders. The Capitals and Isles, always usually a one-goal game, it seems, when these two teams meet. Be the battle between Braden and the goaltender Halak here in the third.
Alex Ovechkin, 7 times a first-team NHL All-Star. He was the first man ever, Craig, to be a first-team All-Star in his first 5 seasons in the show.
Amazing.
So many different aspects of his career. Individual achievements, well-documented, startling success. And now, more than ever, the Caps captain is fixated on winning with this hockey club, and a team that finds itself in a tremendous divisional race with a Metro performing so admirably in the first half of this season.
Wasn't he one of the only guys, too, as you look at goals per game? Bossy, Lemieux, Bure, the only guys ahead all time of Alex Ovechkin's .62. Gretzky at .6. You know, a lot of guys went away. Maybe the sun, he likes the sun. I heard he was down in the Florida region over the 3-day holiday break.
Every chance he gets.
Loves it, doesn't he?
He does. Kuznetsov keeping it out there for Justin Williams. This is skied back through center. Alex was waiting to take it off the blade. John Carlson peppers it along on through Williams and down. Icing's washed out. Yaroslav Halak, surprise starter, at least a surprise to us, in cage for New York with the way that Thomas Greiss has been performing. But Halak, who last played 2 weeks ago against Washington, has been solid tonight. Hamonic lets it go wide of the cage.
So much so all our preparation focused on Greiss before this game today.
Greiss is not even the backup. It's J.F. Berube sitting second chair to Halak. As both teams change up on the go, we near the 4-minute mark of the third period. An early third period strike from Alex Ovechkin, 67 seconds in. 77 seconds in has given Washington a 2-2 game. Offside Capitals here as assessed by linesman Steve Barton.
Getting a little scrambly here for Jay Beagle and the boys after they've tied it up. It's become more of just a dump and chase team. The Islanders on home ice, 10-7-4 overall, battling against this Caps team that's done well. You know, points in 5 straight road trips for this team in white.
Brett Connolly on the ice along with Tom Wilson and Jay Beagle. The healthy scratches up front for the Caps tonight, Zach Sanford and Daniel Winnick. Taylor Chorney not given a sweater for battle tonight on the blue line. This comes all the way down. It's icing against Washington.
Pace is slowed down, as I just mentioned. Long-range pass. Connolly remains in the lineup, and I think there's a battle going on between him and Winnick. 3 goals in 11 games in his career against the Islanders.
Barry Trotz was telling us earlier today that the roster freeze ends tomorrow. There's the likelihood that the Caps will want to carry 22 players, which means somebody will be reassigned tomorrow.
Correct.
The most likely candidate locker would be Zach Sanford.
Yes, it would.
Who was given 1 game back at the NHL level after performing very well in the American League. Goals in 4 of 6, I want to say. Connolly zigs and zags through center. He'll clear in. The Capitals like to have the flexibility of 22 men on the roster. It also helps from a salary standpoint.
Sure does. It saves you money, Joe.
Chimera on the go. Occupied there by Carlson. 2-2 hockey game. 4.5 into the third. Ladd skips from the pack. Bring it here for Boychuk. Lines in. Fires. That was eaten up by Wilson again, and then he was decked.
He's still down in a heap. He hasn't gotten up yet.
Loose puck for Hickey. Play it there to the slot. Quine. Wrister on the way. Deflection. Score. Point blank. Andrew Ladd. Locker, it's very unusual for referees to allow the play to continue when a player is injured in the D zone.
Yeah,
and that's what Barry's complaining about.
Yeah, he sure is. And he is steaming. Here it is, the second great block of the game by the forward, Willie. And then this is what transcends after that play. A little tap pass down low. Notice the fake shot. Freezes everybody, and Ladd's on the doorstep for an easy redirect. Barry Trotz is giving it to the referees, as well he should. Willie was knocked down once again. We didn't see him get up. He finally scrambled up. By then, the puck was on Ladd's stick. I think there was also a hook that they weren't too happy about either.
Yep, you're right. Normally, if the Caps had possession while Wilson was down like that, you would have heard a whistle. Instead, Ladd gets his second of the game, 7th of the season at 4:41. And this seesaw hockey game is back in favor of New York. Tavares leaving the zone with Travis Hamonic. Hamonic on for Bailey. Orloff with a quick up. Kuznetsov and Williams go 2-on-2. Kuznetsov to the front, just missing there was Ovechkin as he was driving to the post. It's a take back and a breakaway for Anders Ladd. Lee in, scores! Anders Lee.
Kuzi and Alex Ovechkin not very happy with the referee. Kuznetsov, there's the puck getting bounced off. Here comes Lee with a good head of steam, and he had good patience fluttering that puck underneath the pads of the goaltender Holtby, and they've broken this game open here. They've got a 2-spot lead on a 5-hole shot. And Joe, you've talked about him the first 2 periods as being the hottest Islander. That's his 13th goal of the season. And in December, that's his 8th goal in 12 games overall.
The Islanders with 2 goals, 43 seconds apart. It's 4-2. Washington was trailing 2-1 entering play in this third period. Ovechkin at 117. Getting on the board. And then watching Ladd and Lee follow him onto the score sheet for a 4-2 advantage, and a sellout crowd here at Barclays Center is sing-songing Braden Holtby's name. A mock cheer from those in Brooklyn. Off the boards and out of play. The face-off will stay in Washington territory.
Pretty good play on that last goal by Quine. Real savvy pass, slap pass down to Ladd. Absolutely no chance on the third goal. Then the fourth goal, you know, there's Willie still giving it to the official after that third goal. Then the fourth goal is just an unlucky bounce, and the speed of Lee makes the Caps pay on the breakaway.
Still plenty of time with which to work in regulation. Barclays Center continues to sing-song Holtby's name. Or did they change the object of their affection there? I couldn't tell. I thought it was Holtby. Maybe it was someone else who was drawing their ire. This wrister deflected out of play. DeHaan sending it on the way. TJ Oshie was there for Washington defensively.
I don't think we've seen more pucks go over the glass than in this game here at Barclays Center tonight.
Brock Nelson set to take the draw against Lars Eller. Possession belongs to Washington. The Schmidt send away for Oshie. Bounced off of his blade. DeHaan to Beauvillier to a turning Nelson. Back checking there was Jacob Vrana, and Vrana will clear it in. Oshie going after Seidenberg, who winds up down on his wallet. Along the boards, there's Schmidt looking for Oshie, and Seidenberg will intercept. Prince didn't get it out. Seidenberg shuffles it along, and Beauvillier will trickle it to neutral ice. Eller has the puck for the Capitals. Delivers to Oshie. One more pass for Vrana. Vrana, arm barred there by Beauvillier, the rookie in the Islander lineup. Oshie points it for Orpik. Long range Niskanen. Orpik, slap pass deflected by Oshie and wide. Last time we were here a couple of weeks ago, Niskanen had 2. Eller there in tight, deflected away by DeHaan, who leads the NHL in blocked shots. Prince scoops it, but not out. Oshie feeds once more for Vrana. Vrana was dumped. No call. Niskanen will not keep this in, and now he's got to turn on the speedy Prince, who fires right to the waiting glove of Holtby.
It's amazing he has energy after that 1-minute shift. Prince caught the puck a couple of times over to the Caps and still having the ability to streak down the ice. A good out by Prince on that play, giving his line mates a chance to change.
Carlson quickly for Johansson as Ladd gets back up after a big hit. Carlson fires, he missed everything, way wide. Orlov flings one towards the goal. Backstrom was looking for the tip-in try. Backstrom on ice with Johansson and Burakovsky. The 3 Swedes are reunited by Barry Trotz. Here in the third period, needing some magic. It's Chimera closing. Chimera short side off the frame of the net. That one hit the pipe. Orlov stays down. Hickey dancing with it. Works into the front. It came right on through.
Yeah, Orlov slow going over to the bench. Got tangled up off that left pipe to the left side of Braden Holtby.
Dragging a wheel as he makes his way back to the Washington bench. Twine matched up there with Williams. It's Schmidt looking this way for Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin pulls up. His wrister hit his own man there. It was Kuznetsov, and that one stings whenever number 8 pulls the trigger.
It sure does.
Schmidt glancing at it. Bailey continues the thrust for New York. Bailey arm in arm with Schmidt back behind the cage. Tavares, who's been relatively quiet for John Tavares tonight. In this 4-2 game now led by New York. Islander captain goes 3-on-3. Lets it go off the shoulder of Holtby. Bailey spins off the boards. Bailey forced that pass. Williams says thanks. As Alsner was jumping up into the play, didn't have enough steam to get there.
Not sure where Bailey was going with that puck.
Lee comes back 2 against 3. Tavares lets it go again. A right arm save for Braden Holtby. Seidenberg had this one blocked by Ovechkin. Cal Clutterbuck to the corner. Tavares, a very lengthy shift for the Islander captain. And now Tom Wilson will slow the pace. Nearing the midway mark of the third period. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin with you. With the NHL on CSN, the Islanders with the last 2 goals, 43 seconds apart here in the third period for a 4-2 lead. Kuhlman gets rattled by Niskanen. Through center, Seidenberg content to chip it in. Clutterbuck towards the front door. Orpik paddles it away. Wilson with the puck for a moment. Back into the picture, though, comes Strome with Clutterbuck. This line has been a nuisance all night long.
Yeah, they've really been good on the board check. They've got the puck in deep. You know, you always want that north-south hockey. That's a perfect example of how effective that is. That line really has been a factor in this game.
Burakovsky digging in below the goal line along with Lars Eller. Eller gets trapped by Nelson and Boychuk as you see them work from ice level. Oshie using his body there to wedge himself to get the puck. TJ steps from the corner, distributes for Eller, locking horns with Hickey. Lars Eller turns in tight quarters there. Burakovsky for Niskanen. Orlov, a little shake move around Beauvillier. Orlov steps there. Last time we saw Dimitri, he was limping towards the bench. He seems to be okay. Orlov, Oshie, and then Niskanen fires. That's deflected over Halak's head. 4-2 New York with 9 minutes to go in the third. Hickey will play clear. Nelson was posted up at center. Good lift check there. He'll dump it in and then lock horns with Burakovsky. As we hear a whistle with 8:48 to go in regulation time. The Islanders with the last two strikes. Anders Lee on the breakaway, padding the lead.
And from Boychuk, the defenseman sneaking in. He stayed down on that play. The whistle did not go after that blocked shot and that hit. Willie has been a warrior here on the road for the Caps. He's not too happy, however, with the refereeing here tonight.
Tom would have liked the referees to give him some complete protection.
Absolutely.
There. As we welcome WeatherTech aboard with the NHL on CSN. 8:45 left in regulation. Capitals with a dozen blocked shots in this game. Washington with the third best goals against average in the entire league. Only Minnesota and Columbus better, but the Islanders have pierced the Cap D and Braden Holtby for 4 tonight. Our Jeep shots on goal with the Islanders leading in that department 30-24.
And for both these teams, 3 seems to be the magic numbers when you look at wins and losses, and that's sort of the norm around the NHL.
DeHaan drags that pass for Kuhlman. Pad save by Holtby as he was able to beat Strome. Strome walks it back towards point position. Nicholas Backstrom will rip him off. Carl Alsner looking up. There are 8 minutes left for Washington to rally in Brooklyn tonight. Alex Ovechkin speeds up ice. Ovechkin's team leading 16th came in this third period. Ovechkin feeds the front. Williams trailing the play. Centering pass clicks off the defense. Long drive Schmidt over top of Jaro Halak. Quine serves it for Ladd, who will play clear.
Kuzi's got to be a little more selfish, Joe, rather than look pass. He's had a couple of good chances to shoot the puck. I know he's looking for a pass far side. Hit the middle of the net and look for that rebound.
Justin Williams will play clear. Only to the center stripe. Hamonic will get it in gear for New York and drive in. Funny bounce there. Came right to Andrew Ladd, who has 2 goals. We get the whistle here. The puck out of play. Stoppage. We'll get you back for more. You need when you need it. Alex Ovechkin nearing 1,000 points.
Yeah, nice redirect in the backhand there. 992 now. A little bump there to Williams. The Islanders, though, Andrew Ladd, Joe, he's had a nice game. That one on the doorstep. Nice play. A little shovel pass. And in this one, Anders Lee puts the Caps 2 away. Breakaway goal with good precision on the shot 5-hole.
The Ladd and Lee goals here in the third period separated by just 43 seconds, changing the entire complexion of this game. Niskanen venturing in. Front door score! Burakovsky on the put away.
And it's all about putting the puck at the net, Joe. You never know what sort of bounce you're going to get. It looked like an innocent play by Niskanen coming up the right wing. He throws it at the net. It ricochets off a couple of legs, and it goes right to Burakovsky. And it's a layup. Look at Niski. He's just throwing it at the net, looking for something to happen. That's one deflection off Beagle, and it goes right to the stick of Burakovsky. This will read Burakovsky from Beagle and Niskanen. The Caps have cut the lead to 1.
Andre Burakovsky, his first 3 goals this season were all in the state of Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, to be specific. Gets one here in Brooklyn, New York. Things are a whole lot more interesting with 6:45 to go in the third. Ovechkin steps in and fires. Stop, rebound. Justin Williams right there, denied. As Halak built a wall there and got a little help from the net off the framing of the cage. Holtby swats this one to the glass. Tavares in tight quarters with Orlov. Washington trailing by 1. A shade more than 6 minutes with which to work in period 3. The NHL on CSN from Barclays Center. Sold out as the NHL resumes play after its holiday break. Justin Williams, one of the guys on the scoreboard tonight for Washington. Playing catch with Nicholas Backstrom, who will survey through center. Leave it along the wall. Jacob Vrana takes. Travis Hamonic waiting for him. Johansson turns, slams on the brakes. Alsner towards the goal, knocked down in front. Rebound belongs to Ladd. He'll send out Chimera. Jason Chimera throwing snow in the corner with John Carlson. Seidenberg, switch it up, DeHaan. Below the goal line, Ladd didn't get it on his tape, nor does Chimera for that matter. And it's Carlson to the rescue for DC. Seidenberg back skating away from Backstrom. Through center comes Quine, offside against New York. Creek window of opportunity, quick strikes for New York.
And 2 goals in about 43 seconds, Joe. Quine, a nice pass to Ladd on the doorstep, then Lee off to the races on a breakaway up the center of the ice, and he puts it 5-hole against Braden Holtby.
Since then, however, Burakovsky from Beagle and Niskanen at 13:05, making this a 1-goal game with plenty of time to operate. Great send in. Oshie behind the D. Oshie backhander stopped. He was fouled. There's a penalty call coming up as Halak makes the glove save on Burakovsky. The Caps have the power play with a chance to tie.
And it was a real good set play from one end to the other. Hitting the seam at the correct time.
New York, number 4, minor penalty slashing.
Is the key, and that sprung TJ. Just about a penalty shot there. Seidenberg had a good angle. Here it is. It could have been a penalty shot. Just a one-handed slash by Seidenberg, and the Caps just about followed up there. But TJ receiving a beautiful end-to-end pass coming up the ice. Could have been either DeHaan or Seidenberg. The last hook, that's a hook right there on one side, the slash on the other. Both those guys could have been sent to the box.
Washington's top power play unit will get things started. Carlson in conversation there with Oshie. Waite in conversation with Capuano behind the Islander bench.
And they were deciding who's going to the box, and they finally decide that it's Seidenberg heading off. They could have picked 44 or 4 to head to the sin bin on that play.
Backstrom, Oshie, Johansson, Ovechkin, and Carlson 5 on ice for the Caps. A shot at the equalizer here late in the third. Islanders win the draw, and Kuhlman will scale on down. These power play stats are packaged by the UPS store, Washington's 3rd trip. They are 2 for 16 against New York in 4 games on the power play this season. Backstrom glides along, sends in Johansson, straightened up by Kuhlman, and it's cleared again. 1:35 left in the Washington man advantage as Carlson heads up ice. Fresh from his 2-goal game against Tampa Bay back on Friday. Backstrom sends in Johansson. Johansson pivots, but Clutterbuck was waiting. Carlson keep it below the goal line for Backstrom. Carlson fires, stopped, rebound, just jammed wide. Johansson was tied up in front by Hammonen.
If he wasn't tied up, it was an empty net. Nice job by Hammonen.
Nicholas Backstrom will coordinate for a Carlson wrister that didn't get through the sliding defender there, Clutterbuck, and the Islanders will clear. Carlson zips it out wide for Ovechkin on the quick entry. Alex Ovechkin cross ice. Johansson takes it off the dasher. Quine is right there with him. Hamonic has it for New York with 48 seconds in the power play, and he clears. Golden opportunity now for Washington with time wasted on the man advantage. Niskanen zooms back through center. Matt Niskanen looking for help. Kuznetsov provides reinforcements. Looking to Vrana. Jacob Vrana, stick check by Hickey. Man advantage, 23 more seconds. Niskanen settles. Wrister on the outside. Kuznetsov. Good cross-handed pickup by Niskanen. Ovechkin boots it from skate to stick. Fires at it, blocked by Boychuk. Rebound off the dasher, not out. Niskanen on the feed, work it to the outside. Settled. Kuznetsov dancing with it. Sharp angle, shot by Halak. Follow-up chance, and Boychuk will clear.
The follow-up was a dandy by Halak. There was
Another penalty
absolutely
call.
no room.
Another penalty call behind the play. It's going to be against New York.
They've got like 8 guys on the ice.
Vrana was involved in an altercation. The penalty is against New York again as the Islanders go shorthanded.
Well, now you have to make them pay. High sticking call upcoming. The Caps will go again on the power play.
New York 14, minor penalty, high sticking.
And it's going to be Hickey heading to the box. So Capuano's team again has to penalty kill as Doug Waite looks up, looking for the video. The referee moving along the Caps. Barry Trotz might elect to call a timeout with his unit being on the ice for that full 2 minutes. Here's the play in front of the net. They get their sticks swinging a little bit. Not much there. Not sure there was much there.
It was coming further along up ice.
Yep. And Barry says no, he's not taking a timeout.
Referees tonight, Mark Joannette and Ian Walsh presiding over this Metropolitan Division matchup. The Islanders ranked 8th on the circuit right now at 32 points, a mark of 13, 14, and 6. But it doesn't matter what their record is. They always give Washington a tough time.
They really do. They play hard. It always goes down to the wire as Holtby and Trotz communicate at the bench.
Blocker, the road ahead is presented by Hadid. Ready, set, and here we go. We get busy.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough stretch. 17 games and 31 games coming up. The Devils are in town Thursday night. Saturday, we travel to Newark. That'll be a 1 o'clock start New Year's Eve. Senators at the Verizon Center. 7:30 start on CSN. Then the Leafs and the Blue Jackets for the next 5 at home.
We get back for the conclusion of this one. If you're Barry Trotz, are you tempted to lift Braden Holtby a little early here to get a 2-man power play advantage?
I think you are, Joe, but I think he's going to wait till about half this power play goes down. I really do, because it's only a 1-goal game. It's not a 2-goal game.
Hickey will sit in the penalty box and sweat it out. Washington looking for the possession on the draw. They get it. Power play number 4 for the Caps. DeHaan golfing at a loose biscuit.
And I'm not sure he even wanted that timeout, Joe. The referee, I think, called it for him when they weren't coming to center ice.
Ovechkin opens up for a wrister right to the breadbasket of Halak, and there's no rebound.
That's a good save by Halak. I mean, there was not much traffic in front of the net, but that's a sneaky look and release against Halak right into the crest of his jersey. Here's the east-west pass. Look at how open OV is, but you see at the end of that, Oshie couldn't get to the net in time to really cause havoc in front of Halak.
Oshie, Backstrom, Johansson, Ovechkin, and Carlson, 5 on the ice for the Capitals. Trying to knot the score late in regulation with 2:37 to go in the third, trailing by 1. Centering pass loose. Kuhlman plays it off the boards and out.
And notice who's on the ice. Kuhlman, who's had a great game, just going off for a breather, but John Tavares with the game on the line. And he doesn't kill a lot of penalties. He's just been thrust into that role recently for this Islander hockey club.
1:17 on the man advantage. There's Johansson, smothered by DeHaan. Carlson offers it for Ovechkin. Holtby sprints to the bench for the extra skater. A 2-man advantage for about a minute for Washington now. 6-on-4. Carlson, keep it outside. There's Backstrom. Working to his backhand. Throws the stiff arm. Serves it to Ovechkin. Keep it moving for Carlson. Outside Kuznetsov. Oshie in the interior. He's the diamond guy. 6-on-4 advantage for Washington. They have Holtby pulled. Kuznetsov turns. Yevgeny Kuznetsov on the feed. Carlson couldn't pull the trigger on the one time. It's knocked down in front. Kuznetsov has the rebound. Short side shut off by Halak. Still digging for it. Backstrom there. 1:23 to go in the game. 24 to go in the man advantage for Washington. Keep it outside Kuznetsov. Dragging Clutterbuck down low. Tavares on the intercept. And he'll shoot towards the empty cage. It'll go way wide. It will not hurt the Islanders. There's no icing there since they're shorthanded.
Not a lot of movement on that last power play. 6 guys. They're just trying to get shots through. Halak wasn't tested that often.
Justin Williams lets it go. A strange deflection there that carried over top of the goal. Lars Eller for Washington back to the point, but Carlson was stepping to the middle. The Islanders are back to full strength. The Caps have the goalie pulled. It's 6-on-5 drama down the stretch with the NHL on CSN. Ovechkin clears in from center. Halak taps it to the corner boards. Boychuk off the wall but not out. Kuznetsov closing. He snapped it right past the ear of Halak and high. Ovechkin at the point. Slap pass to the corner. 30 seconds to go in this hockey game. Loose in front. Brava! Shut down and covered by Halak. And the whistle was blown.
And they wanted to keep playing because Boychuk got the handoff from Halak. No one heard the whistle down low. Braun, a great chance to tie this baby up. Here he is wide open. Sort of a backhand whip shot that doesn't elude their goaltender.
Folks, just a reminder, once we're through, stay tuned after this game for Caps Extra, presented by your DC Acura dealers. Rob Carlin, Alan May, Grant Paulson, and Tarek El-Bashir in studio to break this one down. The Capitals, who've taken 2 of the first 3 from the Islanders, looking to tie in the final minute of regulation. Still with their net empty, 6-on-5, and entrusting the face-off duties to one of the league's best, Jay Beagle, to try and outlast John Tavares on this draw. He does. Niskanen working outside, wrister on the way. Just missing there. Backstrom finding room to pull the trigger. 15 seconds to go. Kuznetsov twirls it around. Backstrom keeps it humming. Niskanen sends it this way for Ovechkin. Long drive, floats way wide. 6 seconds in the period. Kuznetsov waits, feeds the slot. It's blocked and cleared by the Islanders' Cal Clutterbuck.
And
as the siren sounds.
Behind the play, Beagle involved with a couple of Islanders, a couple of cheap shots at the end. And the Islanders are going to just hold on. The Caps had plenty of chances to tie this game up with a 6-on-5.
As the Capitals make their way quickly to the dressing room, our Capitals player of the game this evening, sponsored by the Palm Restaurant, is the captain, Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, nice game for Alex. Goal and assist. 8 points now to 1,000. 11 goals in 12 games versus the Islanders. He likes playing these guys.
Entered to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. Anders Lee and Andrew Ladd were the big shooters for the Islanders tonight as they down Barry Trotz and the Capitals by the final score of 4-3. Jaro Halak gets the decision. The Caps will see the Devils on Thursday. We're sending you to Caps Extra, presented